Alright. It is time for Cloudjumper. Welcome, this is Genevieve Plays Berk, and today we are going after Cloudjumper, looking at the Cloudjumper collection. Now, I should remind you that collections are actually much easier than exploration or search events. It just tends to be how they are. So they gave us Dagger Skrill as a collection, so that was easier to do than Dynamojo, for example, and this Cloudjumper collection looks even easier than Dagger Skrill. So let's get into it and let's make sure that you guys get this absolutely necessary Brawl Dragon, especially for gauntlets. Okay. Alright, so here is our collection. We need about 40 items. Now, as we get into item by item, you're going to see that these are actually easier than other collections. So quickly, if you have not seen one of my collection videos before, how collections work is that for each item, there is of course a minimum item number, as you can see. However, if you don't know, there is a time cost. Toothless needs to be searching for a certain amount of time in order to get each item. So each item has a time cost, a chance to get the item, and then a max number of items per search. It's not per bag. I don't know if it's per bag or per search. I haven't paid enough attention. I think it's per bag. Others disagree with me, but I think it's per bag. Anyway, but I calculated this as per search, maybe? I don't know. My brain does not feel like working today. So we're going to look at item by item, and I'm going to tell you the best searches to use to get Cloudjumper in the best amount of time possible. So, looking at this first item, this bag of gas, we need 14 of them. The first item is usually the easiest to do because the time cost is almost always 1 hour. This one is the same. So it's 1 hour with a chance of 90%. I calculated the minimum time to be about 15.5 hours. You might get it in less search time. It may take you a little more because chance is random, so we can't know for certain. However, because it is a 1 hour time cost, any of these are going to be efficient because it's 1 hour, so do whatever's convenient with your schedule. However, I will tell you that I would recommend doing the easiest ones last. You want to get the hardest searches out of the way. So I should have done this in reverse. But anyway, I'm not going to change now. But this one is the easiest to get. Do it last. Any of these searches are fine. Whatever time works for you. Because the 15.5 hour average, the 4 hour search might be a good one to do. Even if it is per search and not per bag, you're not going to max this out and it be inefficient. So any of these are fine. Really, any of them. Just whatever works for your schedule. Okay, looking at the next one, we need 12 of these paper boxes, and the time cost is 2 hours. Because of the time cost at 2 hours, I would recommend sticking to the half-hour search or the 4 hour search for efficiency. The 3 hour is going to be least efficient. The average or minimum time is 28 hours-ish because of the weird chance at 85%. But really, just do half hour or 4 hour depending on your schedule. But go ahead and do these the following 2 items first, and then come back and do these because these are harder. But 28 hours, the half hour or the 4 hour is going to be fine, however you do this. So, I don't know, just whatever works for you, but avoid the 3 hour. It is the least efficient because of the time cost. Alright, for these targets, we need 8 of them. The time cost is 3 hours, and it will take about 30 hours to get all of these because of the 80% chance. So I recommend sticking to the 3 hour search, and you should have it done in about 10 searches. That's pretty much how math works. If there's an 80% chance and you do 10 searches, you'll probably get it in that time. But because you can get up to 3 items in a bag, it may be even less. So, anyway, there you go. Alright, and these are the medallions. We need 6 of them. The time cost is 5 hours. And look, none of these searches are efficient. How kind of them. Because it will take you about 40 hours total, however many bags you use. I would recommend using the 6 hour search just to get there faster. But if the 2 hour works in your schedule, go ahead and do it. You can do the 2 hour search and spam the ads, whatever floats your boat. Now let's look at this little chart I made. Okay, here's the chart I made. It looks pretty because of Jeb, so thank Jeb for how pretty it looks. Alright, so the bottom, that is total time if you're using one bag. However, the time counts, it's basically bags multiplied by time. So even though if you're using one bag, it will take you 15 hours for the first item, for example. If you're using 4 bags, it will only take you 4 hours. So this happens to me all the time for the easiest items. I send Toothless out for the longest search with 4 bags and usually get all of them the first time, or almost all of them. This is very common. So you can use that example with the box of papers. You could hypothetically get them all with 7 hours. However, the top search is 4 hours, so it would require 2 searches. But that means for the papers, you could get all of it done with 4 bags and 2 searches. If you're not a writer, that means it would take about 3 searches. Looking at the target, if you wanted to get it done in less time, it would be 30 hours doing 1 bag. But if you were to use, for example, the using the 3-hour search, you could get it done in 3 or 4 searches with 3 bags, or 3 searches with 4 bags. So that's pretty nice. And then looking at the medallions, 40 hours, sorry, if you're doing 1 bag. But if you're doing 3 or 4 bags, you could have that done in 2 searches with 4 bags, and don't use all the 6-hour searches if you're doing 3 bags. If you're doing paid bags, then you could do 2 6-hour searches and then a couple 2-hour searches, and you'd be done. So you can use this chart, take a screen cap, however you want to do it, and try to figure out how many bags you want to use for each item. And then I have total time calculated on the right side instead of doing it for each item. That gets tedious. But total time across all 4 kinds of items with ads and with alpha costume and ads. As you will see, it is undoable if you're using 1 bag with no ads. But if you're using 1 bag with ads, it is very doable in under 3 days. So this is a very easy search compared to other searches. But if you want to get it faster so you can send Toothless on doing other things, then I encourage you to use multiple bags, and you can use this chart to figure out which method works for you. So there you go. And again, I remind you to do the harder items first, that is the medallion and the targets, as they will be harder to get, and it will be easier to spam the shorter searches to get the other items towards the end. So there you go. I hope this was helpful. My next video I plan to doing when I feel like energy is the rune video. I want to do a video on runes, so hopefully that'll be coming soon. I just have 0 energy to do anything with my life. So here you go. There's Cloudjumper. Thanks for watching, guys. This was Genevieve Plays Rise of Berk, and I'll see you next time. Bye!